I always believed that Christmas brought out the truth in people. The real feelings, the real intentions, the real hearts we swear we understand. Last year proved that to me, or at least I thought it did. Because last Christmas, beneath 1,000 golden lights and falling snowflakes, the man I loved more than anything dropped to one knee and asked me to marry him. His name was Ethan Miles. Warm smile, soft hands, a voice that sounded like safety every time he said my name. For 2 years, he had been my home. And that night, under the glow of a frozen December sky, he asked me to be his forever. People clapped, strangers cheered. I cried so hard I could barely say yes before throwing my arms around him. I remember thinking, this is the beginning of the rest of my life. Beautiful, certain, untouchable. I had no idea then that exactly 1 year later, Christmas would feel like a crime scene. Not because of something I did, but because of something I found. Something Ethan had been hiding from me. Something that wasn't just a lie. It was a wound carved so deep it changed everything. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back to where it started. To the night I thought was magic, and the quiet shadows hiding behind it. Christmas Eve, 1 year later. The world outside looked picture perfect. Snow falling slowly, the kind of soft white flakes that make you feel like the universe is giving you a fresh start. Our house smelled like cinnamon and pine, the fireplace crackled, and holiday music played softly in the background while I arranged the gifts under the tree. Except, something felt wrong. Not loud, not obvious, just off. Like a note slightly out of tune in a familiar song. Ethan had been distant for weeks, not cold, just distracted, fading at the edges. When I asked what was wrong, he'd smile a little too quickly and say he was just tired from work. But I knew him. I knew when something was eating him from inside. He wasn't the kind of man who hid things. At least, not the man I thought I knew. So when he came home that evening, with snow melting in his hair and a forced smile in his eyes, I felt the tension tighten in my chest. "Hey," he said, kissing my forehead, "got you something special." Something special. Those words should have been sweet, but they landed in my stomach like a small, heavy stone. He placed a small gift box under the tree, silver wrapping, a tiny sparkly bow, the kind of thing you give someone you adore. I smiled back at him, but his eyes flicked away too quickly. He didn't stay long. He said he needed to pick something up from the office on Christmas Eve. A part of me knew he was lying. Another part of me was too scared to ask why. The box. I lasted 10 minutes. 10. I told myself I wasn't going to touch it. I wasn't that kind of fiancé. I didn't snoop. I didn't pry. I trusted him. But the box felt wrong. Like it was calling me. My hands shook as I slid it from beneath the tree. It wasn't the weight that scared me. It was the tag tied around it with delicate gold ribbon. The card was small, elegant, handwritten. But it wasn't the message that broke me. It was the name. Not mine. Not even close to mine. A name I had never seen before. To Amelia. My heart stopped. Amelia? The blood rushed out of my face. My fingers trembled so violently, the card nearly slipped out of my hands. There had to be an explanation. There had to be. Maybe it was for someone at work. Maybe it was for a coworker's kid. Maybe he wrote the wrong name. Maybe... But the handwriting? It was too careful, too personal, too intimate. My chest tightened, my breath hitched. I stared at the name again, wishing the letters would rearrange themselves into something logical, something innocent. They didn't. Instead, the air in the room suddenly felt heavier, thicker, like the truth was pressing its hands around my throat. My phone buzzed. A message from my best friend, Haley. A photo. Blurry, dim lighting, a restaurant maybe. But the moment I zoomed in, my entire body went cold. It was Ethan, sitting at a small table, leaning toward a girl with long caramel brown hair. The same girl he told me was just someone from work. Another message from Haley popped up under it. You didn't tell me he was back with her. Back with her? My vision blurred. The room tilted. I had never seen her before, never heard her name until this moment. Amelia. The name written on the gift, the girl in the photo, the shadow behind his excuses. The realization hit me so hard, I staggered backward. He wasn't just lying. He wasn't just distant. He was hiding something enormous, something that had been sitting under my nose while I planned our wedding, picked out color palettes, wrote guest lists, dreamed of our future children. My fiancé, the man I trusted with my life, had a secret that was about to shatter every piece of the world I thought we shared. I dropped the box so fast, the bow snapped. My breath came out in sharp, broken gasps. Tears blurred the lights until they looked like tiny, cruel stars mocking me. I needed answers. I needed the truth. I needed to know what he was hiding, who she was, why her name was on a Christmas gift he placed under my tree. So I grabbed my coat, I grabbed my keys. I walked out into the freezing, dark night. Snow swirled around me like white static. My boots crunched against the sidewalk. My breath fogged the air in heavy, uneven clouds. I had no idea what I was going to find. But I knew one thing. Whatever secret Ethan was hiding, it wasn't small, it wasn't accidental, and it wasn't something I could pretend not to see. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared me for what I was about to uncover next, because the truth waiting for me was darker than betrayal, deeper than heartbreak, and far more dangerous than I ever imagined. Snow hammered against my coat as I walked fast, too fast, toward Ethan's apartment. My heart felt like it was beating everywhere at once, in my throat, in my ears, in the frozen air around me. I didn't know what I'd say when I saw him. I didn't know if I was angry or terrified or just heartbroken. But I did know this: I wasn't going home without the truth. His building sat on a quiet corner, wrapped in white lights and fake evergreen garlands that suddenly felt like mocking decorations. The windows glowed warm from inside, but everything in me felt cold, numb. As I approached his door, I saw shadows moving behind the curtains. Not one shadow, two. One tall, one small, close together. My stomach twisted. I stood frozen for a moment, snow collecting on my shoulders, melting into my hair. My breath fogged the air as I tried to swallow the sharp ache rising in my throat. Then the smaller shadow moved toward the door. Panic shot through me like lightning. What if it was her? What if Amelia opened the door and everything became real? What if I had to hear the truth from the mouth of the girl he was betraying me with? My heart felt like it was splitting. I forced myself to breathe, slow, shaky, uneven. But before I could knock, the door swung open. And it wasn't Amelia. It was Ethan. He froze when he saw me. his keys still in his hand, his mouth half open, his expression a strange mixture of confusion, fear, and something else, something I couldn't place. "Leela," he whispered, his voice low, strained. "Why are you here? It's late." Late? That's what he cared about? "Who's inside?" I demanded, my voice trembling. His eyes flickered, just for a second. Just long enough to confirm everything. "No one," he lied. It was the softest lie I had ever heard, and the most painful. My breath hitched. "Don't lie to me, Ethan. I saw 2 shadows. I couldn't finish. I didn't want to say her name. Not out loud. Not where it could become real." He hesitated, then stepped outside and pulled the door halfway shut behind him, blocking my view of the apartment. "Please," he whispered, "can we talk somewhere else?" My heart snapped. "Somewhere else?" My voice cracked. "Why? So she doesn't hear? So Amelia doesn't hear?" His jaw clenched, his eyes closed, and the way his shoulders folded, the way he exhaled like he'd been caught, the way he didn't correct me, it was enough. Enough to tell me everything I didn't want to know. Tears gathered in my eyes, burning hot against the freezing wind. "How long?" I whispered. "How long have you been seeing her?" He didn't answer. Instead, he said something worse. "Leela, it's not what you think." A sentence I had always hoped I'd never hear. A sentence every woman knows means one thing. It's exactly what you think. Or worse. I stepped back, shaking. "I saw the gift, Ethan. The one under my tree. The one with her name on it." His face drained of color. I had never seen him look that scared. "You opened it?" he asked softly, guilt twisting his expression. "I wasn't going to," I whispered, "but your lies opened it for me." Snow drifted between us. Soft, silent. The only peaceful thing left in the world. "Who is she?" The words scraped out of my throat. "Why is her name on a Christmas gift you hid under my tree? Why were you with her tonight? Why?" "Stop," he whispered, his voice breaking. "Please, Leela, just stop." But I couldn't. I had held everything in for weeks. The distance, the late nights, the canceled plans, the fake smiles. And now the dam inside me collapsed. "All I want is the truth," I said, my voice trembling so hard I barely recognized it. He looked over his shoulder, toward the small shadow inside the apartment. My heart flipped painfully. "Is she here right now?" I whispered. Silence. He didn't answer. He didn't have to. I reached for the door, panic and adrenaline flooding through me, but he grabbed my wrist, gently, desperately. "Leela, please, don't go in." "Why? What are you hiding?" I snapped, pulling my hand away. He closed his eyes like he was in pain. "It's complicated." Complicated. That word hit me like a slap. Complicated meant he had reasons, he had secrets, he had choices he wasn't proud of, and I wasn't part of any of them. "I trusted you," I whispered. "I was planning our wedding. I was counting down the days, Ethan. I thought we were building a life. And you were..." My voice cracked. His shoulders slumped. His eyes glistened. Snow clung to his lashes like tiny crystals. "Leela, I didn't want this to happen." I stepped closer, voice shaking. "Then tell me who she is." He swallowed hard. And then, finally, he whispered the name I had been dreading. Amelia. Hearing it from him felt worse than reading it. "Is she someone from work?" I asked. He shook his head. "An old friend?" Silence. "Someone new?" More silence. My chest tightened so hard I felt dizzy. "Ethan, please, just tell me." A long, agonizing moment passed. Then he spoke. But what he said wasn't an explanation. It wasn't an apology. It was a confession wrapped in a whisper. Leela, she didn't come into my life recently. He paused. She was in it before you. Before me? My heartbeat stuttered. What does that mean? I breathed. He stepped back, as if he couldn't stand close to me. I'm not leaving, I said, voice breaking. Not until you tell me the truth. His lip trembled. His hands shook. And then, suddenly, unexpectedly, the door behind him creaked open. A small female voice spoke. Softly, Ethan, is everything okay? I froze. The girl stepped into view just slightly, enough for me to see her silhouette, her hair, her outline. She looked young, too young. Something inside me twisted sharply. Not jealousy, confusion. Ethan spun around quickly. Amelia, go inside, please. Young. Her voice, young. Not flirtatious, not romantic. My confusion deepened until my chest ached with it. Ethan, I whispered, who is she, really? He looked at me with a grief I didn't understand. A grief that didn't match cheating, or betrayal, or infidelity. A grief that felt heavier, darker, older. He swallowed hard, and with a voice barely above a breath, he said, Leela, she's not who you think she is. I felt my heart climb into my throat. Then he whispered the words that shattered me in a way I didn't see coming. Amelia is my daughter. The world stopped. Every sound, every thought, every heartbeat. Silent, frozen, impossible. And then the pain hit. Not sharp, not furious, but slow, heavy, suffocating. A pain that didn't just break me, it rewrote me. And I knew this was only the beginning of the secret he'd been hiding. Lily's fingers trembled as she lifted the velvet box from the back of the closet. It was colder than the air around her, like it had been waiting in silence, buried under months of lies. Her breath hitched. She slid onto the bed, the box resting in her lap, heavy with meaning. For a full minute, she stared at it. No breathing, no blinking. Just fear creeping up her spine, urging her to stop. But she had already come too far. She opened the box. Inside lay a diamond ring, bigger, brighter, and more elegant than the one Adam had proposed with last year. Lily's heart thudded painfully. She picked it up, noticing a folded note beneath it. A note addressed not to her, to Michelle, my Christmas miracle. The room spun. Lily's grip loosened, and the ring slipped from her hand, bouncing onto the blanket with a soft, accusing clink. Michelle? Who the hell was Michelle? Lily's pulse roared in her ears as she unfolded the small note, her hands trembling violently. I never thought I'd fall in love again after everything. You walked into my life like a breath of winter air, cold, sharp, unforgettable. This Christmas, I want you to know you're the one, my future, my forever. Her stomach dropped like she'd been pushed off a cliff. He'd written her a note last Christmas too, but it wasn't anything like this. This note wasn't careful or polite. It was fire. It was passion. It was for someone he actually wanted. A hollow pain cracked through her chest. Last year, she had cried tears of joy when Adam proposed under the falling snow. This year, she was crying because she finally understood something. Adam didn't love her anymore. He hadn't proposed early. He wasn't planning a surprise celebration. He wasn't stressed because of work. He was in love with someone else, and he was going to propose to her this Christmas. Lily felt the air leave her lungs. Her eyes stung as she pressed the note to her chest. Her lips quivered as a whisper slipped out, broken and quiet. "Why, Adam?" She stood up slowly. Her reflection in the mirror looked like a stranger, eyes red, expression shattered, heart bleeding. She grabbed the ring, the note, and her coat. She wasn't going to let her mind destroy her with uncertainty. She wasn't going to invent explanations. She wanted the truth from him, from his lips, tonight. Outside, the snow had begun to fall harder, coating the streets in soft white layers. The cold slapped her cheeks, but she barely felt it. She was numb, physically, mentally, emotionally. Each step toward Adam's office felt like dragging concrete blocks. Each memory replayed in her head like a cruel montage. Adam laughing, Adam holding her hand, Adam whispering he loved her, Adam tucking her hair behind her ear like she was his whole world. Was any of it real? The ring box felt heavy in her pocket, a symbol of everything she had been blind to. Confrontation. When she reached his office building, she hesitated only for a second before stepping inside. The lobby was nearly empty. Christmas lights twinkled along the walls, and the air smelled faintly of peppermint. His assistant looked up, surprised. "Oh, Lily, Adam didn't mention you were coming." "Of course he didn't. Is he still here?" Lily asked, working hard to keep her voice steady. "Yes," the assistant replied. "He's in the conference room, meeting someone." Someone. The word stabbed her. She nodded and walked through the hallway, her boots echoing against the polished floor. With every step, her heartbeat grew louder. She paused outside the conference room door. Voices. A woman's laughter. Lily felt everything inside her collapse a little more. She pushed the door open. Adam froze mid-sentence, his eyes widening. Sitting across the table from him was a woman with long dark hair, bright eyes, and an effortless smile. Michelle. Lily didn't need an introduction. The room fell silent. Adam stood up slowly, guilt written all over his face. "Lily, what are you doing here?" Her voice cracked. "I could ask you the same thing." Michelle looked confused, glancing between them. "Adam, what's going on?" Lily pulled the velvet box from her coat pocket and tossed it onto the table. It skid across the smooth surface, stopping right in front of Michelle. Michelle's eyes widened. Adam swallowed hard. "Lily, I can explain." She shook her head. "Please don't insult me by trying." Adam reached out, but she stepped back like his touch would burn her. "You were going to propose to her," Lily whispered, "this Christmas, the same day you proposed to me last year." Michelle gasped softly. Adam looked away. Guilt, real, heavy guilt, flooded his expression. "I didn't mean for it to happen," he said quietly. Lily laughed, a shaky, heartbroken laugh that tasted like betrayal. Michelle stood up slowly. "Adam, you didn't tell me you were engaged." He didn't answer. He didn't look at either of them. His silence said everything. Lily felt her throat tighten. "Good luck," I whispered to Michelle, though the words trembled painfully. Then she walked out, before the tears could fall, before Adam could say anything, useless, before she collapsed right there on the conference room floor. Outside, the cold wind hit her again, biting into her skin. She wiped the tears stubbornly from her cheeks. She had loved him. She had trusted him. And he had shattered her. But she wasn't going to break tonight. Not in front of him. Not for him. She just needed to get home. She just needed air. She just needed to survive the next hour without falling apart completely. As she walked into the snowy night, streetlights glowing softly around her, she whispered to herself, "This is not where my story ends." But deep down, she knew the hardest part was still coming. The emotional crash, the loneliness, the truth she wasn't ready to face. And she felt it closing in on her, like winter darkness. Like the sky itself understood her heartbreak and was grieving with her. Lily kept walking, her shoulders trembling, not from the cold, but from the storm inside her chest. Her breath came out in broken clouds. Her eyes blurred with tears she couldn't hold back anymore. She had held herself together in front of Adam, held her spine straight, held her voice steady. But out here, with the silence of winter around her, she finally felt the crack. Her legs buckled, and she sat down on a wooden bench beneath a dim street lamp. Snowflakes settled on her eyelashes as her body shook with silent sobs. Why wasn't I enough? The question slipped out of her like a wound reopening. She pulled her coat tighter, trying to shield herself from the icy wind. But nothing could shield her from the truth she had seen in Adam's eyes. He loved someone else. He had already made his choice. She wiped her cheeks and whispered into the cold, "I loved you. I really thought we were forever." The street was empty, quiet, peaceful in a way her heart wasn't. She didn't know how long she sat there. Minutes, maybe, or hours. Time had blurred into a slow ache. The safe harbor. The vibration in her pocket broke the silence. Her phone. She pulled it out with numb fingers. A message from Sarah, her best friend, her safe place, the one person who never left. "Lily, are you okay? I haven't heard from you all day." Lily stared at the screen, the words swimming through her tears. She typed only 3 words. "Can I come?" Sarah replied immediately. "Doors open. I'm waiting." Lily stood up, wiped her face, and began walking again, this time towards someone who cared. When she reached Sarah's apartment, the door opened before she even knocked. Warm light spilled into the hallway, along with the smell of cinnamon and hot chocolate. Sarah took one look at Lily and didn't ask a single question. She just pulled her into a tight, warm hug. Lily broke down again, burying her face in her friend's shoulder. Sarah held her silently until the shaking stopped. "Come inside," she whispered. Lily stepped in. The apartment was decorated for Christmas. Soft lights, a small tree, cozy blankets. For the first time all day, Lily felt something familiar. Safety. Sarah handed her a blanket and a mug of hot chocolate. Lily held it with trembling hands, letting the warmth seep into her palms. Then Sarah sat beside her. "Tell me everything," she said gently. And Lily did. She told her about the ring, the note, Michelle, the confrontation. Every detail spilled out like a confession she had been holding in too long. When she finished, Sarah's jaw tightened. "He doesn't deserve you," she said firmly. "He never did." Lily stared at the mug in her hands. "I thought we were happy." "You were," Sarah softly. "He wasn't, and that's not your fault." Lily's eyes filled again. "But why wasn't I enough?" Sarah shook her head. "Because he was too weak to appreciate you. That's not on you." Her voice was firm, steady in a way Lily's wasn't. And somehow, hearing those words from someone who loved her made the pain feel a little less sharp. Time inside. "Stay here tonight," Sarah said. "You're not going home alone." Lily nodded, whispering a shaky, "Thank you." The morning after. Later that night, Lily lay on Sarah's couch, wrapped in blankets. The room was dark, except for the glow of the Christmas tree. She watched the lights blink softly, her tears finally drying. She took a deep, unsteady breath. Heartbreak still lived in her chest. It wasn't crushing her anymore. She turned her head toward the window. Snow continued to fall outside, soft and quiet. And for the first time since she found the ring, she let herself think about something she hadn't dared all day: a future without Adam. She imagined waking up and not waiting for his messages, cooking breakfast without hearing his voice in her head, walking through the city without remembering their memories. It hurt. It hurt so much she couldn't breathe for a moment. But she also knew something else. She would survive. Because she wasn't weak. She wasn't broken. She had been betrayed, but that didn't define her. The next morning, sunlight filtered through the blinds. Sarah was already awake, making coffee. Lily stretched slowly, feeling a heaviness, but also a strange, fragile calm. "Hey," Sarah said softly. "How are you feeling?" Lily exhaled. "Not good, but not dying." "That's improvement," Sarah smiled. Lily managed a small smile back. "Do you want to do something today?" Sarah asked. "Anything, you choose." Lily gazed toward the window, where fresh snow blanketed the world. "Can we just go for a walk?" she asked. "Of course." They walked through the city in the bright morning light. Children threw snowballs, couples held hands. Christmas music played from storefronts. It should have hurt, but strangely, it didn't. All of this beauty, all of this warmth, none of it belonged to her past with Adam. It belonged to the world, and she was still part of it. They reached a small park where the fountain was frozen solid. Lily sat on the bench, the same kind she broke down on last night. She took a slow breath. "I'm going to be okay," she said quietly. Sarah squeezed her hand. "You already are." Lily looked up at the sky as soft snowflakes drifted down. Last Christmas, she had gained a fiancé. This Christmas, she lost one. But she also gained something else, far more important: her strength, her clarity, her voice. And she felt it now, steady and warm inside her. "This isn't the end," she whispered. "It was a beginning, a painful one, but a beginning all the same." As she stood up and walked forward with Sarah beside her, she knew this Christmas didn't break her. It rebuilt her, and she would never forget that.